saw an article the other day.
Yeah.
And I thought it was waffle. This article was talking about the 7 rarest UK animals. And we're going to go through it.
Right.
And we're basically going to dissect why it's not true, or some of them are true, okay? So we're on this article here by the Metro, big up. And you can see...
It's going to get taken over by adverts. So
we're not going to keep you on the screen, don't worry. But Rachel, can you read out what the first animal is on this top 7 rarest UK animals?
Black foxes.
Black foxes. You ever seen a black fox in the wild?
I've heard rumours of them, but never seen them.
Rach, you?
No.
Okay, black foxes, I'll give you this, very, very rare in the UK. It's thought that there could be only a handful in the UK at one time, maybe 5, maybe 10 at one time. They're extremely rare.
It says here that it's been cited 5 times in the last 5 years to the National Fox Welfare Society.
Look, how rare is that?
No, yeah.
That's incredibly rare, extremely rare.
I feel like a list like this, they're not their own species.
No, and this is what annoyed me about it, because I thought that was a massive cop-out, because you could say, like, what about an albino wallaby? Do you know what I mean?
Like a black squirrel or something.
Yeah, exactly, and it's like, well, that's not... Like, okay, black foxes are very rare, but ultimately, it's a red fox, it's just black, okay? It's a red fox, so that red fox is...
a common animal.
Yeah,
just...
in a different form.
Different.
And you can make that about anything, right? Which is really annoying. Like, we have black adders in this country, black European vipers, right? And we have white wallabies, for example. We've seen them, filmed them. Yeah. And there were other things as well. Like I was chasing an albino squirrel in Warwick last year.
Any animal, really.
Any animal like that, yeah. Absolutely.
Albino, like, melanistic or anything.
Yeah, for sure. Rach, what's the next one?
Next one is red squirrels.
Waffle.
I was just, when we were just talking about the colours of the fox, I was just about to say, does this mean that grey squirrel and red squirrel are the same? But I thought they were different.
They're completely different.
Yeah, they're different animals, yeah. Grey squirrels are from the USA. Thank you, America, for that.
Yeah, cheers.
And the red squirrels are a native animal, and they've been pushed out by the non-native grey squirrel.
They're also a lot smaller.
Yep,
and
smaller and much cuter.
Much cuter, and just daily habits and stuff are completely different.
Yeah, so they can sort of like be right at the very tops of trees, whereas the grey squirrels can't because they're a bit heavier.
Yeah.
These have got really cute tufty ears as well, really lovely, and obviously they're red. They kind of like have shades of like grey and stuff as well, depending on where they are in the world. So like in Sweden, the red squirrels can look a bit grey, just because of like snow and stuff, and basically
just camouflage.
Yeah, essentially. But the red squirrels have come over to the UK and just decimated this population. So they used to be found all over.
Yeah, it says here that the Forestry Commission estimates there are only 140,000 red squirrels left in Britain and over 2.5 million greys.
How is 140,000 rare, by the way?
Compared to what it should be, that is rare.
It's not, you can't use the word rare. You can't. It's not rare, is it?
Yeah, but you could ask so many people in this country and hardly anybody will have seen a red squirrel.
In England, I would classify a red squirrel as rare. In Scotland,
but yeah, if we're talking about the UK, which they are, I would say not rare.
Yeah.
But yeah, if we're talking about England,
England, absolutely, because you can find them like on the northwest coast and stuff. Yeah, they have them down south on the island, Brownsea Island. Yeah. Now they're really lovely. I love them to bits. Red squirrels are fantastic. Seen quite a few in Scotland, but ultimately, it's not rare. Stupid. I don't know why it's in this article. It's silly, right?
You could say it's rare though for like the general public, like sightings. Because
the general public, flipping badger's rare, innit?
Anybody where we are now, you go and ask them. I guarantee the majority will never have seen a wild red squirrel.
Yeah, well, yeah, that's fair enough. But again, they probably haven't seen a badger that's not dead on the side of the road. Do you know what I mean?
I think there's a higher chance of a badger than red squirrel.
Yeah, possibly, but they're not in this location. So I think that it's right for that. Like same with a few other things. Right, next one, Rach, what is it?
Pine martens.
Pine martens are rare.
Yeah.
And they're elusive as well.
Hard to find.
Pine martens are rare. So they were sort of made extinct in England. But carried on in Scotland, and the population's not very big. I think max 5,000 animals, and that's like a high-end estimate as well. It's like in Scotland, it's on the rise, but it's one of them where it's like they are rare, but their rarity is doubled down by the fact that they're so elusive. Yeah. You just won't see them. They're nocturnal.
Yeah, unless you're at a hide, you're not seeing
them. It's so hard. Although we say that, actually, we had a bit in Scotland last year in the summer. What did we see, mate?
Well, we saw a pine marten. Well, potentially. You don't believe me.
I trust you over me just because I've got bad eyes, or at that time I had bad eyes. I didn't have my right glasses on. So, as in, my glasses weren't right for my face, so I couldn't see very well. Everything was blurry.
Excuses.
So we'd just been filming otters on the Isle of Mull.
Yeah.
And we were driving to then go and try and find some eagles. As we were driving, this animal, in my head, came out from the verge, saw a car come in, ran back in the verge. From your head, what did you see?
It did the same thing.
Right, okay.
Like it came out, saw us, popped back in.
Yeah.
But you said it was an otter.
I didn't think anything of it.
You were arguing, no, it's not a pine marten. But I was like, no, it's like the coloration, everything, completely wrong for an otter.
Yeah.
It was a pine marten.
So, and I would probably agree with you, right? Not on the basis of what I saw, because I thought I saw an otter, but because you were so confident in the fact that you saw a pine marten, and I know at that time my eyes were not good.
Yeah.
And I was like, well, if he says it was, he's probably right, because your eyesight's really good.
Well, yeah.
Like, you see a lot of stuff very far away, and I'm like, I don't understand how you've done that. Now, I've got proper eyes. I can see colours on animals that fly past. Do you know what I mean? That's how bad my eyesight was.
Glasses took colour away.
I'm telling you, it did. No, honestly, it blurs it together. How would you know? You haven't got bad eyes. Like, it blurs colour together. So it's like you just can't tell. It's rubbish.
What didn't help with like the credibility of me saying it was pine marten though was when like the first few people we said about it to said there was no pine martens on Mull.
Yeah, how mad's that? They were saying to us, "There's no pine martens on the Isle of Mull."
Well, yeah, but then there was that one guy who came back and showed us where there were like populations on the island, and we were in one of them.
Yeah, we were literally where they were supposed to be. Like, there's only supposed to be a handful on the island, and we think we may have seen one, which is really interesting.
Yeah.
So I've seen one from a hide, which was really cool. Loved it. I absolutely love them. I think they're wicked, and they are definitely a rare animal. Next one. Oh no. Go on.
It says that they're being reintroduced into the woodlands in Wales.
Yep.
To help out the red squirrels.
Yeah.
Yep.
And then hopefully they will eat all the grey squirrels.
Yeah.
And save the red ones.
To expand on that, they've reintroduced them into the Forest of Dean in England and the neighbouring forest in Wales, so they can join and be together and expand their territory and whatever. But interestingly about this, what they found from the England reintroduction is the grey squirrels don't identify them as a threat. They don't understand that the pine martens are out there to kill them. So they just sort of look at it and think, what's that? It's coming closer. I'm dead. Do you know what I mean? And the grey squirrels just don't understand that the pine martens down there are out there to kill them.
So that could be an issue though long term.
It might be.
Because the pine martens will get used to there being squirrels, so they don't have to like hunt really. It's more just they just rock up and start feasting.
Well, the biggest problem with that actually is people's gardens and people leaving out food for the pine martens. So then they definitely don't have to hunt. Do you know what I mean?
It's like once the squirrels are gone though, they'll find it hard because they will have grown up not knowing really how to properly hunt because they haven't had to.
Yeah. Well, I suppose at that point, do you try and then reintroduce red squirrels back into that area?
They've got a couple of squirrels to eat. They've got 2.5 million to eat.
They've got quite a few, They've got quite a few. But pine martens are definitely making a comeback in England, especially the Forest of Dean. Really interesting to hear about the grey squirrels getting nobbled by them because they don't understand what they are. Next one, Rach, what is it?
Scottish wildcats.
Scottish wildcats, mate.
Is that a picture of a Scottish wildcat?
Yeah, they are Scottish wildcats, yeah.
They just look like house cat.
That's the issue.
Yeah, that is the issue. Go on, Jacob, tell us about it, mate.
Well, as you can see in the picture there and everything, they are literally identical, pretty much, to our normal house cats and stuff. And because of that, they're breeding with them.
Yeah, they got angrier faces, I would say.
Yeah, they do look a bit like moody.
Yeah.
But yeah, they're breeding with our pet cats. And it's kind of ruining their populations just a little bit.
Some people think that actually purebred Scottish wildcats aren't a thing anymore. And they've just disappeared.
Or if they are, like, it's extremely, extremely rare.
Extremely rare, yeah. Just because of that whole, they keep hybridizing with domestic cats and creating what they call a callous cat.
Yeah.
Which is not very good, can't lie. But there are reintroduction programs happening. The Highland Wildlife Park has got a reintroduction program happening in Scotland, and they're going to be released this year, actually.
Oh, that's awesome.
Yeah, how cool is that? So we've got, Save the Scottish Wildcat campaign. It actually says there's less than 100 left in the wild. Jesus. And I think that might be an overestimate, to be honest. Yeah. But it's the Highland Wildlife Park this year going to be re-releasing some Scottish wildcats back into the wild. How sick's that?
That's awesome.
That's amazing, isn't it?
Aren't they coming back to England as well soon?
Yeah, so there's plans to put them on Dartmoor.
Yeah, which would be Awesome.
Cool, innit? Get them back, man.
It's near to me. I'll have
Yeah,
to
yeah.
see some
That'd be
wildcats.
sick, innit? Like, stuff like that I find wicked. And yeah, by the way, definitely a rare animal, if it even exists anymore in its truest form. We do not know. What's next, Rach?
Sand lizards.
Sand lizards. Very rare.
Yeah.
Very rare. Yeah, okay. I will doff my hat to you. What is it? Doff? Doc? What is it? Was it? You know, when it's like, what is it? They go like that. Like, what?
Dip? I don't know.
Is it doff? I don't know. Who cares?
Doff means
I don't know.
dude, isn't it?
I have no idea.
For you.
Yeah, basically. So yeah, sand lizards very rare. You can only find them in a couple of places on the south coast.
Yeah.
Extremely rare and very elusive as well.
Awesome looking though.
What are you
Like
gonna
the
say?
males, anyway.
Rachel does this thing where she goes and then just doesn't say anything.
No, it's because I was about to speak, and then I actually thought I best read this before I speak,
Go on, then.
and then you called me out. They're protected. No, they're not. You can find the sand lizard on protected heathland sites in Surrey, Dorset, Hampshire, and protected Merseyside dune systems.
Yeah, they are extremely rare.
That's only a small area of
It's
the UK. Like
it's
tiny
very small,
Area.
very, very small. We actually had the privilege to see a few of these not in the wild, but we went to Celtic Reptile and Amphibian, which is a couple of young lads who have set up like a sanctuary or like a potential rewilding sort of
It's a bit of both.
zone. Where they've got all these like reptiles and amphibians that they want to re-release back into the UK. So they've got certain things that were here that went extinct, like the
European pond turtle,
moor frog and all that sort of stuff. And they've got
Asclepian snakes.
Asclepian snakes, grass snakes. They've got lizards galore, frogs everywhere.
Yeah.
It's wicked, really cool place. And we saw some of these sand lizards, beautiful things.
Yeah, they're out basking.
They were out basking, but even then, because they're not very big, even then, when we sort of got close, they legged it.
Yeah.
So you can imagine trying to do that in the wild.
Yeah,
Absolute mission. Have we got another one? What have we got next, Rach?
yeah, water voles.
Water voles is next. I don't think that's rare.
It's ratty.
It's ratty, yeah. Ratty from the Wind and the Willows. So water voles, really cool, really cute. Basically a small beaver, and they're not rare. They've had a big decline.
The Wildlife Trust considers the water vole to be the UK's fastest declining mammal.
And the reason is
Just habitat loss.
habitat loss and
The American mink.
there we go, Rach. Nice one.
God,
Yeah.
fast for that one.
So we got an invasive species called the American mink, which is an Animal Anomalies. They've sort of, cheers America again. They've come over from fur farms. Basically, they've been escaped from fur farms or let free, and they've sort of like taken over the waterways, smashed up the water voles because mink just kill everything. They're absolute savages, absolutely destroy everything.
Yeah.
And water voles is top of their list. But water voles, I wouldn't say rare on a number,
On a number, no, but yeah.
they've definitely declined. Absolutely
Although they're
declined.
slowly making a comeback.
They are.
After loads of efforts.
Yeah, because I'm pretty sure Mossy Earth, didn't they sort of have a help in trying to re-release
think
them in
so, yeah.
Cornwall or something like that, was
I
it?
think so. Yeah, there's been a big reintroduction down by me.
Yeah, so it's really cool, and hopefully that carries on.
Yeah.
But I don't know about rare. I'm not sure if I'd go with rare.
Its
but
eyes look fake.
what?
You know what I mean?
What was that?
Its eyes look
It
fake.
looks like he's been squeezed or something.
Yeah.
Yeah, you know.
Out.
yeah. It's like
Like
someone's
some-
just grabbed him
it's like
and
in
given him a
some cartoon.
squeeze. Bless it. What's
Yeah.
next?
The common cuckoo.
It's not rare. It's not rare. I'm not having it. It's not rare.
Again, though, you could say it's rare for sightings. Because, like,
Go to
How
any
often do you
sort
see
of
them?
go to any golf course in the summer and you will hear a cuckoo.
you hear them, but you don't see them.
Come on.
No, I feel like you definitely don't hear them as much as you used to.
But that's declining again, like the water voles.
Oh,
It's in a
yeah.
decline, right? And that's fair enough, right? But they are not rare.
But I would say maybe this is made for people more in bigger cities. That
Oh, yeah, if you're in a big city, you're not seeing any of these animals.
yeah, so they're going to class it as rare. Aren't
Imagine
they?
cuckoos at Richmond Park. That'd be wicked.
There probably is a couple. to be
I
fair.
can imagine there would be, yeah. No, I think you are right there, Rach, to be fair. It does seem like it's aimed at a different audience, maybe. Because cuckoos aren't rare.
We live in the countryside, so most of these,
We've probably had encounters with.
at
Yeah.
some point.
Yeah.
And I'd say we're quite adventurous people. You two more than me.
Yes, absolutely.
But for people that live in the city who don't really, their holidays are more to like the beach in Mauritius, they're not going to come into contact with a cuckoo.
Yeah,
they're gonna
no.
come into contact with way cooler stuff if they're going there.
Yeah, I was going to say Mauritius.
Yeah, I was fussing.
No, I totally agree with that. And look, it's whatever, right? I just don't think cuckoos are that rare. I just really don't. It's not. It's not,
but they're one of the rarest birds in this country.
Are they?
Yeah. They've declined by like over 60%.
Yeah, but that's what I'm saying. You can't just say they declined 60%. Now they're really rare because if they've declined 60% from 10, all right, fair enough, that's rare. But like if it's declined 60% from like 10,000,
they've declined that much. But they are now one of the most endangered birds in the country.
Yeah, fine, got no problem with that. So it's not rare. It's not rare.
One of the most endangered birds, and they are quite rare.
It's not rare. They could be rare in the future. Not rare, is it?
Yeah,
we got a number for it, Rach. We got a number or no? Is there no numbers for them?
What do you mean?
The cuckoos, how many numbers?
It dropped by 65%.
Right, good. That's
well, that's what I just said.
Good. So we don't actually know their population, which is whatever. That's fine.
I can find out if you want me to.
If you can have a little search, we'll talk about some actual UK rare animals. And the first I've got on this... No,
some of the ones on there were quite rare.
Some of the ones on there are rare.
Yeah, exactly.
Some of them aren't. Red squirrels are not rare.
Well, no. Seeing as
Cuckoos aren't rare.
Of them, they're doing all
Cuckoos aren't rare. Yeah. So while Rachel's going to find an actual like firm answer, here's a couple of animals that I've got and their populations that are definitely rare. First one, Asclepian snake.
Yeah,
very rare.
Like less than 100 of them.
I mean, in England alone, there's probably less than 10. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah, I mean, and we've got the biggest population, haven't we? Or has Wales got bigger?
So Wales has got two populations. It's got the north and the south of Wales. I think outside some like zoos or something. I can't remember where it is.
Colwyn Bay, isn't it?
Yeah, yeah. And London's got Regent's Canal outside the zoo once again. Wonder what's happening. And these sort of like parade around this area on Regent's Canal, up and down the canal. Really cool, but you're talking less than 100.
And they're dying out there as well now.
Yeah, less than 100 over the whole thing, but in Regent's Canal, it's got to be less than 10. Has to be less than 10 or 15, 20 maybe. Because they're not there.
10. It wasn't too hard for us to find one.
One.
Yeah, but we were only there for like a couple hours.
One though.
Yeah,
that's what it is.
Think about grass snakes. How many grass snakes have you seen in your life?
Probably about 3, to be fair.
Yeah, exactly. And we were there for a couple hours and found one of them.
Yeah, true. But as far as the population goes in the UK, less than 100, if that. The next one, smooth snake, an extremely rare snake we have in this country. It's quite small in comparison to the others, and you can find this in Dorset, Hampshire, Surrey, Devon. The population for that, there's no real sort of firm numbers, but less than 1,000 maybe, and it's in the same sort of place as the sand lizard. You just don't see it. You ain't going to see it. It's extremely rare.
We got to see one of them.
We did. Yeah. One of the only 3 in captivity in the UK. How cool is that?
What was that, sorry?
Smooth snake. Celtic reptile and amphibian. They were trying to breed smooth snakes and they had a little baby one.
Yeah, it was tiny.
Yeah, it was just so small. Cute. Yeah, really. And it was one of 3 in the UK in captivity.
Mad.
Rare. Isn't it?
Yeah, I don't know how they managed to get one.
Honestly, I have no idea. But it's so rare.
What are they planning of like breeding them to then potentially one day put them back out?
Yeah, I think that's their goal for like all the stuff they've got is to hopefully one day be able to rewild these reptiles and amphibians. I'm all for it. I think it's wicked.
No, yeah,
it'd be good to get them into a chat. Actually, it'd be really cool. Yeah. Have you found an actual number, Rach?
Yeah. So this
isn't rare.
There's 18,000 pairs.
Come on.
In 2001, they were put on the UK conservation. No, they weren't. They were made red on the list to say that they're endangered, but they are also globally threatened with big declines in breeding.
You two are getting confused with endangered, losing population decline. 18,000.
I'm not getting confused.
Breeding pairs.
No, we understand what it means.
35,000 birds, and you think that's rare?
You'll be sad when there's none.
I will be sad when there's none, but right now there is 35,000.
Yeah, but they're still classed as one of Britain's most endangered birds. That's
not what I'm saying. I'm saying rare. 35,000
yeah, but you're saying
isn't
I'm getting
rare.
Confused. I'm not. I'm just saying.
You are, because you're saying the wrong thing still.
No, you're saying my fact was wrong.
So
no, I didn't. I said that. What? Fight me. I said you can't use the declining. We're not talking about that. I'm talking about rarity. How rare these animals are.
They're becoming rare.
They are becoming rare. They are becoming rare. But 35,000 is not rare. Right, I thought you were going to speak. Why do you do this to me all the time?
Just compared to other birds.
Right.
Imagine how many
some
pigeons
birds.
there are in the UK.
I mean, come on, behave yourself. We're comparing a cuckoo to a pigeon.
Yeah.
What do you mean?
Anyway,
silly behaviour.
So it says that they I've gone off the website now, so I'm going to have to try and remember it. But they
Good, here we go.
are declining because of their food. So it says here that they eat insects, especially hairy caterpillars, but the caterpillars that they usually eat are not being found as often anymore, so they're running out of food, which is why they're declining. But other than that, they don't have a specific reason for declining.
Yeah, it's pretty mad, actually. It's
like,
quite scary.
It's not like they're being eaten by something else, or it's not like they've sort of been cooled or whatever.
Yeah.
But it's literally that the hairy caterpillars are leaving.
Not very good.
Getting eaten.
Yeah, they just thought, sick of this. Not one of them cuckoos again. I'm going. Rubbish here, innit?
Don't blame them. I'd do that.
Right, next animals we got beaver. Less than 100 in England alone.
They were extinct, yeah.
They were extinct, yeah.
400 years.
Yeah, they were. So they went extinct in the 1600s.
Yep.
And through like hunting and wanting to use their anal glands. And then in 2008, beavers were sighted on the River Otter in Devon. And from there, a trial came about to see how they would sort of like, how they would fare on the river and how they would react and all that sort of stuff. It came to be that they're wicked.
They're doing quite a good job down there.
Doing an amazing job. But as far as like beavers are concerned, population-wise, less than 100 in England by far. Like it's probably, again, 20, 30 maybe, that aren't in enclosures. Okay, so we're talking specifically wild ones. Scotland's got about 300, 400. So, yeah, rare animal, especially in England. Next one, white-tailed sea eagle. Less than 500 of them in the UK.
They were extinct here, though.
Were extinct
they're doing
in...
a good job as well.
When was it, like the 30s or something like that? Last 100 years or something, wasn't it?
Yes.
It was a while ago, wasn't it? And then
around the 30s or 40s, the last one died.
Reintroduction started happening in like the 70s, and there's now 500 individuals or less in the UK. Snowy owl. Now this one,
cute,
ridiculously rare.
But
this
they're
is
also
like
not like a resident. They kind of just pop over every so often.
So the thing with this though, the problem with saying like, because they're supposedly a vagrant, right? Same as the eagle owl.
Yeah.
The problem with this is there's a snowy owl that lives in the Cairngorms. That's its home. It lives there. And it's been there for a few years. The Cairngorms, the Cairngorms is subarctic. It's the only region in the UK that's subarctic. It's very cold all year round. That snowy owl's there. It loves it. And there's been a few more spotted in Shetland. From time to time, they get blown over from the United States and Canada and whatever, and they come into Shetland. Yeah. But that one in the Cairngorms has been there a few years. Really, really cool. But population-wise, less than 10 in the UK.
Yeah, but that's because they are
vagrants. Yeah,
I was going to say, does that mean like permanently residing in the UK?
Permanently residing in the UK, less than 10, absolutely. Might only be one. Extremely rare.
Oh, but he's really lonely.
Yeah, probably.
Maybe he likes it.
Yeah, he could do.
Maybe he came over here to get away from the rest. You never know. He just had enough of them.
Yeah, just like walking around, flying about, thinking, "You lot are knobs. I hate you all. Oh, horrible." Yeah, I'm going. Really I'm not coming back. You're horrible to me. Do you know what I mean? And then found his way in the Cairngorms.
Yeah, maybe his family come and see him over the summer.
Yeah, that's a good point, actually.
Yeah, just visit.
Being vagrants.
Still alive.
I wonder how Jimmy's doing. Do you know what I mean? Go see him. Going on holiday to Scotland.
That's the only reason we have those 10 come. They're just his mates coming over to make sure he's okay.
He sort of immigrated a few years ago, and then they're all coming over and being like, "How's it getting on, mate? You all right? Yeah? Yeah, is everything okay?"
Well,
he's like, "I love it here."
Mate. Because that would be really sad if he's by himself.
I think he is by himself. There's only been one recorded in the Cairngorms for the last few years. Oh. So, yeah. Really cool bird, though. Yeah, fantastic bird.
Awesome looking bird.
But rarer than that article. So there you go. Red squirrels, not rare. Snowy owls, mate. Well, that's where the rarity's at.